Yeah, welcome to the second episode of CrackerCast. This is Mr. Cracker from MrCracker.com, and it is November 30th. Thanksgiving just passed by. Had a great time. I hope everyone else had a great time. Ate a bunch of turkey, a bunch of food. Completely stuffed myself to the point where I could barely walk, and then I had some more sweets until I could barely breathe. But it's all good. I slept very well on a full stomach, and anyways, let's get into the news. This week there's a bunch of news. Let's start off with this one. iPhone malware writer gets job, slight outrage ensues. So basically, this guy comes out with proof of concept code that infects jailbroken iPhones with a secure shell installed that doesn't have its default password changed. And his code would change the password, the root password, and then continue to replace their wallpaper to Rick Astley, and I'm assuming Rick Astley because it rhymes with his name, Ashley Towns. Speaking of which, it's kind of a feminine name, Ashley, or maybe it's if you pronounce it Ash, it's a little bit better. But then again, that reminds me of the dude from Pokemon. Whatever, I ain't hating. Never mind. But basically, this guy, after he comes out with this code, he gets a bunch of hippies go up against him, and they're like, "What you doing? This ain't fair." But he gets a job, and I think he deserves it. I mean, he's obviously a bright dude, and people need to be made aware of security issues like this. And sometimes when you make the companies aware, they don't do anything until something like this happens. And he didn't have any criminal intentions with this, and he just simply changed the wallpaper. But I guess a reason why people are getting mad about this is because someone went ahead and took this code and turned it into something malicious, where it took these jailbroken iPhones and infected them and added them to a giant botnet, which used the iPhones as a minion in a giant army to attack other computers and send out spam, basically giant DOS attack, and send out spam and other malware to other machines. But you know what you're gonna do. Speaking of which, Rick Astley, the dude who he replaced the wallpapers with, he sings the following song. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. I feel commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. Yep, you just got rickrolled. How does that feel? Anyways, in other news, Simnatic falls as Romanian hacker strikes again. This is kind of sad because this hacker was able to penetrate Simnatic's web server via a simple SQL injection attack. And for those of you who don't know, it's basically an attack against the database, where the website doesn't sanitize user data, and they're able to run commands on the database and extract things. But and even worse, the hacker also expressed outrage that user passwords were displayed in plain text and had not been encrypted. This is very sad because this is some of the most basic concepts ever. You have to encrypt your passwords before you store them, and it's kind of sad and kind of ignorant of Simnatic to do this. But yeah, and let's see. Thanksgiving links latest recipe for malware. Basically, malware writers took advantage of the holidays, and if you search for a Thanksgiving recipe or a turkey recipe, you might end up getting infected by malware. This is similar to last week's news article about Edward Cullen and the Twilight malware. And like I said before, this is seen pretty much every month. Malware writers take advantage of all the biggest fads, the biggest holidays, and all these big events that produce a crowd, where produces attention from people, and gets them traffic, which in return gets a lot of infected machines. So I'm sure next week they'll have some other big thing that they use to promote their malware. Let's see, in other news, malware center to launch December 1st, and this is in Malaysia. The government is planning to run a government malware research center under the Science, Technology, and Innovation Ministry. This is a very good idea, because every month, tens of thousands of different malware strains are released, and they need to keep up with these. Um, and I think that other countries should follow in their footsteps and start developing their own center. Maybe eventually have a global one, kind of like that terrorist organization, anti-terrorist, database that we have. I forgot what it's called. But anyways, another news: top spammer gets 4 years in jail for the stock fraud scheme. Basically, this hacker and some of his companions got jailed for like 4 years. Another guy got 3 years. But basically, they were also laundering money on the internet, making millions off spam. And you see a bunch of these news articles every single week, month of new people getting busted for spam and or organizations and jailed and get fined, blah blah blah. And you might be wondering, since all these people get busted, why do they keep doing it? Obviously, because it's profitable. They send out a couple of hundred emails, they make like $50, and greed sets in. They bump it up to a couple thousand emails, make $1,000, pump it up to 1 million. Now they're making millions of dollars, and you know what? They want more, and they keep going. And in the end, they get busted. Maybe get a couple of years in jail. Maybe I bet these guys have millions of dollars saved up in some Filipino bank account that's ready for them as soon as they come out of jail. Is 4 years of your life in jail worth a couple $1,000,000? I personally don't think so. Maybe for them, I don't know. I'd rather find other legitimate ways to do this. Sure it's easy money, but I'd rather not, go to jail or anything like that. But it's not gonna stop, obviously. What is it, like 92% of all email is spam? So, just got a pop up. Anyways,